personalities do you see were better? So, for instance, I will say, in the weight loss field since my early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Mom had developed the program while I was off at college. And I came back and did it and lost my pudginess from life and then the 15 I put on at college. And back then, we just had wonderful success. And every decade is getting a little harder.
Yeah.
And I know we both were talking about earlier, it's everything from people are eating all their meals out. People aren't getting any exercise anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else has a weight problem. So, of course, it's okay to be overweight.
Mm-hmm.
All the different stuff. But in your office, do you see almost a certain category where you're like, I know this person is going to have a drug. Oh, I think just some lifestyle will work for this person. What do you have in your mind things like that you know a type of person that's going to do better?
So first of all, motivated. So one of the things that we
Yes.
have to assess is someone ready for change.
Yes.
When I'm assessing patients, I take an hour-long visit and we go over their every single ounce from the time they were born until I see them. Like, this happened, how much did you weigh? Just trying to figure out what those changes in their weights were with regards to their life circumstances. Okay. So it's really important to know, when you were a child, did you have a weight problem? Did your parents have a weight problem? What kind of food did you eat? Did you exercise? So knowing where the problem occurs, in patients that had a history of childhood obesity, as well as their parents, there's a lot of reprogramming that needs to be done. That person has a different outcome than someone who didn't have a weight problem until after she, had her 3 kids. That's different. Or if someone, had an illness and they were an athlete before and then they got injured and couldn't exercise. So there are some different phenotypes.
Mm.
I have one patient in mind who exercises like the dickens, no problem, but she developed a lot of the kind of menopausal associated weight gain and just could not lose it. She was doing all the things. So for her, she did have a BMI that was over 30. And so, but she's muscular as well. She's been able to lose 34 pounds with
Wow.
one of the GLP medications. And now she's like, I exercise. Now I don't have the excess abdominal fat. And she's doing really well. So highly motivated patients that exercise, patients that understand that the lifestyle changes
Yeah.
need to be permanent. It's not a quick
Yes.
fix.
Yes.
They work very well. There are some patients who I've had to take GLP medications and they lose a certain amount, okay, and then they can't go any further.
Really? And what's going on there?
So there's 4 pillars of weight management. There's nutrition, exercise or physical activity, behavior, and then the last pillar is medical treatment, which is medications and or surgery, right? So medication is only going to make up a percentage of your weight loss.
Love that.
So if you take medication and you don't change your diet, you don't exercise, and you don't deal with any type of behavior modifications that are necessary, such as addressing undiagnosed depression, anxiety, sleep is really important,
Yeah.
right? Busyness, stressors, all the boundaries. If you don't address those things, I don't know what percentage of your weight loss is going to be medication. So I've had patients who they just stop at, and in my a patient who was 330 pounds or so,
Mm.
and has lost 30 pounds, has been on maximum doses.
Wow.
Well, I know what the problem is. The problem
What?
is that they don't exercise
Mm. Mm-hmm.
and they go on cruises and drink alcohol. And
Yeah.
so I was like, we have to change those things.
Yeah.
So I said, this medication is going to get you 30 pounds by itself.
Right.
With the other things, changing your diet, not having sugar, not drinking sugar, exercising, you will get more weight loss. So it's not a magic pill or magic injection. It requires that you do all of those other changes as far as your diet, exercise, and also behavior.
Mm-hmm. So true. I remember when I was a young mom, I actually had two friends whose children had cystic fibrosis, which is so rare, that was weird. And they would get breathing treatments every day. They were, turning the 2-year-old up, like this and patting on the back. And I thought, people don't realize having a weight problem, it's not just I'm gonna take my pill or my injection. It's a condition.
It's a medical
That
condition.
you have to, and when you said exercise, I remember the people that would walk in my classes versus the people that didn't. I mean, if you looked at how many calories they burned during that walk, it wasn't logical because they lost so much more weight than the people that didn't. So it really wasn't even you burned 100 calories walking. Now they might have lost another pound because they walked 3 or 4 or 5 days that week than the person. Because I looked at everybody's food diaries. Yeah. Similar. It's almost like it's just giving the body the messages, I want to be healthy, burn fat.
Definitely. Well, when you're exercising, that changes your physiology. Number one. Number two, that's really the only way we have to increase our metabolism.
Ooh, I like that. That's a good one. Did you guys hear that? Exercise is the only way to increase your metabolism. And let me throw in one other thing before you say something, because I know I'll forget. I would have people I have a treadmill desk, and I'll walk 2 miles an hour and answer email. And I can do an hour without even thinking about it. And people go, oh, you really need to be walking 2.5 to 3 miles an hour. I said, well, if that were the case, I wouldn't do it. Exercise has to be enjoyable, is my point.
Exactly.
Or you will not do it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. I have some patients who, when I'm talking to them, I get an idea of what their limitations are, what they like to do, and I even will go through their day and figure out where in their day can they exercise.
Yeah.
And so you're right. It needs to be enjoyable. You look forward to it. So depending on what they tell me, I'll give them an exercise prescription. Okay. So I have someone who loves to dance. And so I was
Great.
like that. What's that song by the Bee Gees? You should be dancing. You should be dancing.
Yeah.
I was like, don't go to walk or don't go roller skating. You should be dancing because you like it, you enjoy it, you're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Or patients who like to hike. I'm like, okay, you need to hike.
Yep.
And that's exercise. I'm like, really? Yeah, sure. So it's important to exercise because not eating is how we lose weight. Exercising is how we maintain our weight loss. And so it's important to do them contemporaneously so that when you're losing weight, you're artificially or you're counteracting the slowing of the metabolism that comes with weight loss. Okay. And so there's a study showing that in patients who've lost a significant amount of weight, 30 pounds or more, your metabolism slows down maybe about 300 calories a day.
Yeah.
Well, if you're exercising, doing a boot camp or rowing, whatever, you can burn 300 calories. And so it makes up for the losses that you get in your metabolism. So what happens is if someone loses weight and they don't exercise, your metabolism slows down. And then maybe you stop following the same nutrition plan and you have a cookie here or there or, have a drink here or there. Next thing you know, you've gained weight. And you're like, well, how did I gain weight? Well, you did have exercise offsetting some of those quote unquote cheats. But over time, your metabolism is still slow. You decide to eat more and eat more. Next thing you know, you've gained more weight back than you lost.
Yeah. And both you and I know, since we've known each other 20 years, every decade your metabolism gets slower too. It's like not fair, but you just got to deal with it. You just got to deal with it.
But it's important to exercise is a secret sauce. It is important medicine.
It's medicine.
It's medicine. Take that medicine every day.